Pretty recently, my partner asked me if we could play Stardew Valley together, and of course, I said yes. I have a couple hundred hours in the game between my PlayStation and my PC, and it's just perfection. I can never get enough of the game. However, despite having so many hours, so many farms, so many save files, I've actually never seen all of the hard events for all of the marriage candidates. And in fact, the first time I ever played the game back in 2019, I met Penny, saw her story, and just been marrying her ever since. I like to say I'm a little bit of a loyal guy. I put that out there. Unfortunately for Penny, though, I did meet the true love of my life, and they now exist in this save file. So, getting married to my partner, I decided that I would go ahead and see what all these other people in Pelican Town are all about. So, I did just that. 10 hearts, bouquets and all, with all of the marriage candidates, and saw their stories. And so today, I'm going to go ahead and rank them. So, here I have my lovely tier maker. I found this on the internet, did not make this. I'll put the link in the description so you guys, in case you want to do this for yourselves, you can. So, got all the Bachelor and Bachelorettes right on the list. I'm just going to go right down, talk about them, keep it short and sweet, plop them on the list. So, before we move on, there's probably going to be spoilers in this video, so if you're playing the game and you haven't yet seen these cutscenes that you really want to, don't watch this video. Otherwise, the view is appreciated. Another thing is that this is my opinion, what I think. So if I hate on your favorite characters, please forgive me. Anyways, moving on. Firstly, we have Abigail. Very fitting. Abigail, I heard, is very loved within the community. I think I'm not really sure. I'm not really, as much as I play Stardew Valley, I'm not really in tap with the community itself. But I heard that Abigail is pretty high up there. She's pretty cool. She's very big on like deconstructing gender social structure, where like, if men can do it, so can women, kind of thing. I will say I will give points to her for the 2-heart cutscene where you play the game with her. I thought that was really cute, really unique. However, I think that there's nothing of her to not like, but there's nothing of her to not love. I like her a lot. We'd be best friends. We'd play games together for hours and hours on a day. We'd yap a lot about how men are terrible, but I don't think I would fall in love with her, honestly. So I'm gonna go ahead and stick her right in the middle. Right in, I think this would be considered, this would probably be B, S, A, B, C, D. There's no F. But yeah, it's not that I don't dislike her, and I don't think that she's boring, but I wouldn't go as far to saying step on me or marrying her in real life. She's pretty average, she's cute, best friends, that's all it is. Next we have Alex. I actually played as a male farmer. I've been playing as a male farmer for all my playthroughs because I never really actually cared to customize my farmer. So I played as a male farmer, and I thought his story was cute, being an egotistical jock to soft lover boy kind of thing. But I have heard that when you play as a female farmer, he does say some pretty misogynistic things. So knocking some points down. But other than that, I thought actually Alex had a really cute story. What was it? His mom. I like that kind of opening up character development where, he was like, this is my mom, and this is the music box that she left for me, kind of thing. It was really cute. I will say that I like that. And I also liked like how he was just like, I'm gonna go pro, but you are inspiring me to kind of crack open the books because I'm not smart. Something like that. That was basically his storyline. He also peaked in high school. So actually, because of that, him peaking in high school and he never let go of it, I'm actually going to put him right next to Abigail. He was cute, but also not. I think we'd be cool friends. Maybe not best friends. And definitely not, we're going to get married kind of thing. So, he's in the middle. Next, we have Elliot. God, I'm going to go ahead and put Elliot right at the bottom. Elliot is very, I've read around on some places that people think that if you dislike Elliot, you're probably illiterate and intimidated by that. I am not illiterate, and I'm not intimidated by that. I just think he's very fantasy-like. He's very unrealistic, which I know it's a video game, and you come to play a video game to be unrealistic, but he is way too fantasy-like, and it's way too uncomfortable for me to kind of just imagine that, I will admit, guy's got some smooth lines and some good storyline, but for me personally, I can see how other people like him. For me personally, he was just a little tad too boring. Did not like him. So, other than that, I have really nothing else to say about him. I have nothing about him to like. So, he's at the bottom. Next, we have Emily. You know what? I'm going to put Elliot up at boring after seeing it, Emily. I did say that there's nothing to like about Elliot, but he did have some smooth lines. Just not great. Emily, I'm going to put a dislike. Dude, her cutscenes were janky. I feel like I didn't actually really get to know her. I was just on a trip every single time I saw her. It's like I went and got drugged each and every time. I don't even know. I don't particularly I think I learned more about Emily through the help wanted quest and stuff like that, rather than the actual cutscenes and stuff. It was weird. Did not like. We would not be friends in real life. She's one of those people I would probably be scared of and steer away from, which is really hard because I like being friends with everyone and understanding everyone that I can. But Emily was a little out there for me, so she's gonna be at the bottom of the list. Next, Haley. Dang, Haley is really hard. I think I loved Haley from the start too. If it wasn't Penny, it was Haley. I've never gotten married to Haley. Haley's one of those people where I get to all the way to the end and then kind of just. But Penny, my true love, I would put Haley at. I think. I'm not sure. I think for now, I'll put her on a good Step on Me. She's got that wonderful vibes. She's very toxic, Maybe if I was in high school, definitely would marry. But she's got the very toxic energy. However, I've heard that she's a little freaky as well. A little freaky activity. Especially after you marry her. Man, I don't know. She's I've only really seen her story once before this playthrough, so I thought it was a lot of cool character development as well. Kind of just seeing she's very toxic, very rude to you in the very beginning, but then she kind of opens up and it's like, oh, I love pictures and I love art, and it wasn't something that I was expecting, especially something oh, I built a whole room in my house to develop film photos. I think that's pretty, that's a pretty big skill to be very knowledgeable about. Film development, I know nothing about, so it's gotta be, very intensive knowledge to have. So next we have Harvey. I liked Harvey. His story was really cute. His story was also something that I wasn't expecting, him being a little nerd. And then, I thought it was really cute. He has, fear of heights, and he rented out the hot air balloon for you guys, and he was scared the whole time. And then he actually made the first move, which I wasn't really expecting, It's one of those, really dramatic, oh, I'm just gonna grab you and kiss you kind of thing. I don't really know how to explain it. It was very much so brave of him, so I like that. However, he's also just not my type, unfortunately. I think that, unfortunately, all his cutscenes were also kind of disorganized and not really connected. I don't know, it was just kind of random cutscenes here and there, and then at the end, I just think he needs more time. Unfortunately, I think for Harvey and his character development, it just was poorly done. And nothing to the creator. It's just that I think Harvey needed more time in his storyline. So I'm gonna go ahead and put him at cute. He was very cute, but I just think his character development, his cutscenes and stuff, it's kind of just skipping and nothing connected, and it was just, oh, I'm in love with you. So next we have Leah. I didn't like her either, unfortunately. I'm gonna go ahead and put her at boring next to Elliot. I thought Elliot and Leah were pretty similar in terms that they were both pretty creative and artistic talents. It also just might be me. It's not that I think that the arts are boring. I love the arts, but I think like painters and sculpture artists, I always appreciate their works, but them as people, I've never really met like interesting people who enjoy painting and sculpting and writing and stuff like that. Her storyline was kind of boring as well. I liked, her ex coming back. I whooped his ass. Threw a straight punch, knocked him out. You know, I'd always do that for a lady in my life, but there's just nothing to it. She's always in her house carving away at that wood. Just kind of boring. So, yeah. Anyways, next is Maru. It's kind of hard. I also liked Maru. She was kind of cute too, in terms of like that. She knew like I'm not gonna be around for my parents forever. So she built that whole robot, and then it like gained self-awareness and consciousness, and then blew off to space. That was kind of cute. But for me personally, I think Maru's just not my type either. She also just feels kind of coddled and spoiled. Like Demetrius kind of was hand-holding her through all the cutscenes as well. Like I think the first cutscene, he was like, "My daughter's got a great future ahead of her, and I would be appreciative if you didn't stand her in her way," kind of thing. Like I also got a bright future ahead of me, bro. I got a whole property and farm, and I make thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars every year. I would think as a scientist, he would be making a lot of money that he lived in the city and not in a place like Pelican Town. Pelican Town is right in my kind of, what is the word? Pelican Town is right in my area, owning a farm, where I feel like a scientist's salary is a little bit out there. Salary, there you go. Anyways, I think Maru probably, I'm gonna put her cute as well. I think again, just like Abigail, there's nothing about her to not like, but there's nothing about her to love. I also don't think Maru and I we'd probably be like acquaintances, but not really like friends. I don't know. She's pretty cool. I like building things. She likes building things, but I just think, to be honest, she was coddled, spoiled, and I didn't like that. So, next we have Penny. Of course, I'm gonna put Penny right at top. Love of my life in Stardew Valley. My true soulmate in Stardew Valley. I don't know what it is about her. Maybe it's because she's just been there since day one. She's my day one, my ride or die. But yeah, I love that she's great with kids. That's probably my biggest green flag when meeting people is if you're great with kids. When I meet people and I instantly know that you like kids or you're great with kids, I'm buckling at the knees, bro. I think that's what it is that she's the only character who is actually, involved with the kids in town. And I think when you get married to her, she's the only other character who continues her life within the town. She's still teaching the kids after you guys get married. She's committed to her duties to make sure that these kids have a well-suited education, and I love that for her. She's just very strong and very independent, very mature, and I love that in a woman. So, Penny, my number one. Next is that Robin? What's Robin doing in this list? I'm gonna skip over Robin. Sam. God, I liked Sam too, but I feel like his cutscenes weren't really typically like. His cutscenes were kind of like, we're gonna be friends, like we're best friends. They're all not necessarily like, I'm doing this to be with you, if that makes sense. I also thought he was a tad bit immature. Like, it's kind of weird to think like all these people are in the same age group as one another. Sam just feels like a couple years younger. Like, he definitely feels like the youngest one out of the group. It also just felt like I said, his cutscenes didn't really feel like we're dating. You know, it just kind of felt like, hey, he feels like a where's my hug kind of guy. Yeah, so I really did like going to town actually and seeing his band play music, like the concert. For me, he played the heavy metal version, and that went hard. Will not lie, that went pretty hard. So, but other than that, I just thought he was a little immature, a little creepy. Um, I don't know. I don't think I'd put him at cute, but I don't think I'd put him at he wasn't boring. But just because he was kind of immature, I am gonna put him down there. Next is Sebastian. Oh man, I really like Sebastian's storyline. I kind of felt, I related with him, like going and seeing the city lights. If someone also did that to me too, actually, I did that for my partner and my in real life partner. I went to go show him the city lights of our city. So that was pretty like reminiscent, I guess, in terms of like the early days of dating. You know, someone showed me the city lights, and on a motorcycle. Dang, I was not expecting him to have a motorcycle and like him working on it. Definitely a change. Also, I think he's in like a short sleeve shirt in that portrait. Dang, you know. Um. However, for Sebastian's story, I just wish there was more like when you progress through these storylines of these characters, you would also see the character development within their actual, town kind of, activities. Whereas like Sebastian, he sits in his room all day and works on his stuff on his computer, right? And then all of a sudden, I go and see the wonderful city lights with him on his motorcycle, and he's still the exact same guy in his computer all freaking day after that. Like, I wish that there was, like, I could see a little more. Like, I would actually see his motorcycle more in the game, or I'd actually see him working on his motorcycle more, I don't know. I thought his storyline was good. I like the opening of it, the character development of him. Um, and because of that, I think he's cute, but I think he's a little bit above cute, but he's a little bit below Step on Me. So, just because no one else is in next to Haley, I'm gonna put him next to Haley, but just know that he is a little bit below that and a bit above the mid tier. He's definitely someone I would probably date, but probably not very long. You know, maybe like we would be dating in our years where we're growing and learning, and then we'd have a mature breakup. You know. Anyways, lastly, we do have Shane. Shane, I loved his story. I think it just hit a little bit of a soft spot for me, you know. But I also just think it's one of those things where I wish that Stardew Valley kind of put more activity within their characters, because I don't really know how to explain it. Shane is a recovering alcoholic. However, in his storylines, he starts to go to therapy and he starts to take care of himself for you, and being friends, you know, being friends with you, he realizes that there is more to life. However, he continues going to the bar in his regular schedule. I wish there was something like that where, like, and I know that there's a couple, like, when you have a couple heart levels with some of these characters, their schedules change. I wish with Shane, when your heart levels, when you're at the heart level event where he's going to therapy, he'd stop going to the bar. And, he probably should be hanging out at Marnie's where he lives with his chicken coop, It is canon that he wants to have, raise chickens and have the best eggs in the valley, which, listen, man, that's great for you. But also, I'm the farmer here. I always thought that was a little weird being friends with me and being so close with me, but also telling me that you want to be my competitor. It's all good, man. Anything to get you off the drinks. I'll be nice. But I love the Shane story. Don't know if I would marry him. Don't know if I'd actually date him. He just doesn't seem like he'd be like realistically ready for a relationship at any point in his life until like he moves out of Pelican Town and gets an actual place of his own, you know. So for that, I'm gonna put him also at cute. There's no promises there. It doesn't feel like it. It just feels like a big letdown. I did love his story, but the execution again within the game let down. So here's my tier list. Minus Robin. I don't know why she's there. I did not add her there. Robin, she's a married woman. I don't mess around with married couples. Anyways, here's my tier list. Penny at the top, Haley and Sebastian, and the second tier, Sebastian being in the 3.5, I guess. Abigail, Alex, Harvey, Maru, and Shane in the mid tier. Elliot, Leah, and Sam in boring, and Emily at a strong dislike. So that's my tier list. Sorry guys if you hate me now. Maybe I will play through again and do another researched kind of. I'll go through what I did was I kind of played through all at once, so kind of the stories and cutscenes kind of meshed together, especially for Sebastian and Maru. So maybe if this video gets a ton of views or a ton of likes or a ton of comments or whatever, I'll go ahead and do, playthroughs of each character and actually extensively study them. But other than that, this is my tier list. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is XMIST. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Go ahead, subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, and I'll see you guys in the next one.